Hi, Year 11. Welcome to part 2 of your fluency test. Question 13. Make X the subject. So to make X the subject, we get X on its own. And to do so, we need to eliminate the 5. So to eliminate the 5, it's a division here. We multiply by 5 on both sides because successful elimination is done with an inverse operation. So multiplying both sides of your equation by 5. That will get rid of your denominator, and we have x minus 1 equals to 5y. We need to get rid of minus 1, and the opposite of that would be a positive 1. That gets rid of it. So x is equal to 5y plus 1. X is now on its own, and you have successfully made X the subject. Question 14. We need to find the values of y for the x given and the equation given. So we need to substitute the value of 3 given into this equation. So we have y equals to 2 lots of negative 3 plus 2. So negative 6 plus 2. Always draw a number line on the side to help yourself. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all negative, and 1 and 2 is positive. Your starting point is a 6, negative 6, and you're going up by 2. Your landing is a negative 4. Let's quickly put the negatives there so we don't get confused. Negative 4. Same thing with the next number. We have 2 lots of negative 2 plus 2. Negative 4 plus 2. So now your starting point is negative 4, and we go up by 2. So you're going to end up at negative 2. Now we have 2 lots of negative 1 plus 2. It will be a negative 2 plus 2. They eliminate each other, and they'll give you a 0. For the last one, we have 2 lots of 0 plus 2. That's nothing. Plus 2 and 2. So we have found our values. All we need to do is put them on the table. And that's question done. Question 15. We have to factorize. As I said to you on the previous questions, we need to find the highest common factor of these 3 numbers. And also we have to look at the letters that might appear on all of them. So the highest common factor is 6. So let's rewrite this first term as 2 lots of 6, because we need to break it down with factors of 6, because that's your highest common factor. And that's multiplied by an x, and that's also multiplied by an x. So this is your first term. Now on the second one, the 18 needs to be broken, the negative 18, into 2 numbers, one of them being a 6. So that will be a negative 3 times 6. And I still have this x behind, so negative times the x. Moving on to the next term, which is the 24xy. So the 24 needs to be broken into 4 and 6. And I also have a multiplication of x and a multiplication of y there. I do all of this so then I can find what factors are in common into all of them. Now I can see that I have a 6 there, a 6 there, and a 6 there, because this is one term. This is your second term, and this is your first one. So the 6 is in common in all of them, so the 6 comes out. I also can see that I have in here an x, and another x, and another x, onto all of 3 of them. So then I would write the x down. Now whatever I'm left with will have to go in the brackets. So I have the 2. Just going to grab a different color so then you can see this 2 is not being used, and neither has this x. So those need to go in the bracket. This 3 has not been used, and it has to go in the bracket with its sign. And also this 4 and this y have not been used, so they would go in the bracket. And you have factorized this expression. Moving on to question 16. We are asked to simplify this expression. Now we need to apply index laws here. When we have brackets, the law that we have to apply is that we multiply the powers. So we put the base down, and 5 times 2 is a 10. This is being divided by 7 to the power by x to the power of 7. When we're dividing with index law, we subtract the powers. So x is the base, you put that down, and 10 take away 7 is a 3. Question 17. We have a question that's asking us about the speed, so we know we need to draw our boxes. We have miles and minutes. So we've been given 18 and 36, and we need to now find what's the speed. So for 60 minutes, because we know that 1 hour has 60 minutes. We need to find the connection, side to side or upside down. So this connection is a little difficult to find, so let's find the side to side one. There are 2 lots of 18 into 36. So you ask yourself, what number did you multiply by 2 to get to 60? And the answer to that will be 30. So the answer to your question is 30 miles per hour. Question 18. It's asking us to estimate. So to estimate, we need to round to 1 SF. Let's do the rounding first. That'll be a 10, 14 is a 10, and then 8.4 is an 8. Now we do the calculation. 10 take away the 100 is 90, negative 90, plus 8, and the answer is negative 82. As simple as that. Number 19, solving with the same equation. We know it's a same equation because you have 2 equations and 2 unknowns. Okay, so let's get going. Step 1, label equations A and B. Step 2, we need to eliminate one of the unknowns. And in our cases, we're going to eliminate the x because the numbers before the x's are the same. To eliminate, we subtract, because that 4x take away 4x would leave you with nothing. So we subtract these 2 equations one from another. So that goes. Then we have a 3y take away a y. This 2 would give you a positive. So that'll give you a 4y. So 4y is equals to 16, and y is equals to 4. We found y. So we're going to substitute our solution of y into equation A. I have 4 lots of x plus 3 lots of 4, and that gave me 32. So 4x's plus 12 was 32. Now we need to solve to find x. 4x's are 20, divided by 4, x is equal to 5. I found x and I found y. I need to now sub into B to check that I have the right answers. So 4 lots of 5, take away a lot of 4 is 16. So 20, take away 4 is 16. So I have done the question correct. Number 20, calculate. We cannot divide by decimals, so we're going to write our question as a fraction. Our aim is to get the denominator to be an integer. I multiply both by 10. That way I can have an integer. 0.08 times 10 is 0.8. Now I use bus stop method. That's a root, so it'll be easier if I do that. 0.8 divided by 2. 2 into 0 goes 0 times. Decimal point, move it up. 2 into 8 goes 4 times with no remainder. And that's the question finished. Question 21. Expand and simplify. So we're going to do x times x and x times negative 2. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Then we do negative 3 times x and negative 3 times negative 2. They'll give us a negative 3x plus 6. And we collect like terms. x2 negative 5x plus 6. I've expanded and simplified this equation. Question 22. Factorize. To factorize, it means to make brackets. Because we have an x squared, we knew that there were x's on both of them, because when we multiply them, they have to give you an x squared. Now we need to find these two numbers. They go here and there. So let's start. Our starting point is a positive 6. So what two numbers did you multiply to get positive 6? So a negative 1 and a negative 6 gave me a positive 6. Also, 1 times 6 gives me a positive 6. I have another option, which is negative 2 times negative 3, and that gives me a positive 6 when I multiply them. Or a 2 times 3, both positive, can give me a positive 6. I need to choose one of these pairs. So what two numbers, when added, give you a 5? Because you need this 5 that you have in here. You see this 5 there? And that comes from the pair that we're going to choose now. So let's try. 1, negative 1, add negative 6, that give you a negative 7, so that doesn't do. 1, add 6, well, that give you a positive 6, so that doesn't do either, because I need a positive 5. I have negative 2 added to negative 3, that gives me a negative 5, still not good. So 2, add 3, that gives me a positive 5. So this is the pair that I need. They're positives, so all I do is put those numbers there. Okay, question 23. The radius you had in here is 5. So area of a circle, pi, radius, square. Pi has a value of 3.14 times radius, which is 5, squared. 3.14 times 25. We need to draw our gelosia for this, because this will be in the non-calc. So we'll know how to multiply those numbers. 3.14 and 25. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 5 is 20. 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 5 is 5. 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 5 is 15. All I need to do now is add them. So I have 0, 8, add 2, 10, add 5, 15, carry the 1. 2 add 5, 7, add the 1 is 8, and the 6 add 1 is a 7. Don't forget the decimal point, drag it down, and it goes there. So area is 78.50 centimeters. Question 24. Find the integer solutions for this interval. Again, I'd suggest for you to use a number line, because it's very, very helpful to see that you do not miss any numbers. I'm going to stop there because I do not need any more. So that's -5. This is included. And you can tell that by this sign of an equal that's underneath. And then -2 is over there. This has an equal sign underneath 2. So that will be included as well. So everything in this section It's part of your list. -5, -4, -3, and -2. Those are the solutions for number 24. That was it for part 2, guys. However, if you did not understand any of the workings out I did, please email me or email Mr. Kempner and we'll be more than happy to help you. Take care, everybody.